See, that's like number one of theme songs. We need a theme song. And it's like, we have our little opening song, but I want like a theme song, which is just talk, blurdy talk, blurdy talk. Actually, I did steal that from somewhere. I did steal that, but it's okay. Anyway, we'll do several, and then you guys can like let us know which ones you like better. Just a nice way to open up the show. So what's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
This is
What's
BlerdTalk.
up? What's up? What's up?
Bola and Whitney.
It's BlerdTalk with Bola and Whitney, y'alls. The Bola and Whitney, y'alls. B-dubs. Okay, we're done. We're done being foolish. So how you doing today, Whitney?
I'm doing good. And before we get too far into the episode, because we usually do it like halfway in to tell people what the episode's all actually about.
Yeah.
Today's episode is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
For the record, I hate bugs, but in this regard, I'm down. I'm totally down with Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh yeah.
Right, so later,
and there was some awesome girl power in it. Okay, but we're not getting to that yet. All right.
Yes, but we will be talking about that later on. But we first have our other segments. What? Blurred out. Blurred out. Blurred out. Blurred out. What?
Yeah.
What you blurting out about today? Whitney, what you blurting out about today? Okay, so Whitney, what are you blurting out about?
So, I'm usually pretty much always blurting out about like stuff. I'm still watching some Top Shot, so still weapons, peeps, still weapons, but
I'm sure.
I just watched the entire first season of a show on Hulu called Harlots. FYI, peeps, this is a definitely
sensual.
Yeah. It's an MA show, peeps. Don't watch it with your kids. This is not PG-13. This is probably the equivalent of an R show. It's called Harlots, for goodness sake.
So what is it about though?
Harlots.
Okay, besides that, is it about the profession?
It's about like them living their prostitute lives.
Okay, how about
in
this?
like 18th or 17th century.
There we go, some background.
London. Yeah, it's a period piece.
Oh, that excites me. I love period pieces. That's my blurty thing. I love period pieces.
Yeah, but it's cool because I was watching it and it's so funny because I was like, my mom called one day. She was like, "What you doing?" I was like, "I'm watching TV." She's like, "Oh, what you watching?" And it's always one of those. Sometimes it's like one of those awkward conversations.
What you gonna
like,
say?
do I make something up? Do I talk about something I was watching earlier that day, or do I tell what I'm actually watching? I'm like, "Oh, I'm watching Harlots," and she was like, "Oh." And then we moved on to the conversation.
I would have not told her nothing. I'd be like, I'm just watching TV. That's the kind of thing you just
sometimes
don't tell
I
your
do,
mom.
but sometimes mom probes. She was like, "Oh, what you watching?" And I'm like,
I'm watching news, Mom. News. Well, that would never fly for you because you never watch news.
Yeah, no, I don't.
But it would fly for me. But I would never tell anybody I'm watching that kind of show. Unless it's like really good, because then I don't care. Like I would, if it's like really, really good, then I wouldn't care. What do you like about the show?
I don't know. I just like the
just the sex.
No, that's not why I watch it. It just like seemed interesting. First, I liked the actual like the picture for the show on Hulu. Because, like, they have, like, those cool Victorian-looking dresses, which I thought was, like, really cool. I don't know.
Actually, that's not Victorian. It's 17th century.
It probably isn't 17th century. It's probably more like 18th.
Okay.
18th or 19th, maybe.
1800s? 1900s?
Well, they're in America by then, so it's, 18 or 19th. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not the fashiony one of
that's
the
why I was like,
peeps,
that's probably more of a Baroque or classical look because
maybe.
of with the wigs. Because Victorians
do have, because like the rival Harlot house.
Yeah, Victorians more closer to the Queen Victoria time, which is more like the late 18s to 19s.
I think maybe Baroque then. Yeah. Actually, you know what? All right, peeps. So, like, since we're here and I got the interwebs, I'm just going to look up.
Whitney, you got to do all that. You ain't got to
I want Bola to see what the show's picture...
I've seen it.
Well, did you see the dresses? What would you call that?
I would definitely call the style a bit more Baroque.
Baroque? Okay, Baroque.
Baroque, classical. That's what I would say. Because the wigs and everything. Because I saw like a trailer. I saw Liv Tyler giving a interview on the, what's that show called? Ryan Kelly Ripa's show, because she's always changing her co-hosts, so I don't ever know who's the next co-host. I think Ryan Seacrest is the new one, but so Kelly Ripa's show, that's what I call it. Okay. So I was like, oh, okay. So I looked it up afterwards, and then I saw it on Hulu too, but I hadn't like seen a full trailer, so I was just like, oh, interesting.
Yeah. It is. I find it interesting, but like it caught my eye because of the colors.
The
colors, Duke. The colors. I'm colorblind, kid. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm like I don't know. I'm like a magpie sometimes. Colors catch my attention. I'm like,
what's keeping your attention in the show?
It's a really good storyline. Some of it is very like traumatizing, obviously. But it's I don't know.
Accurate too.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But it's just it's. The characters are really keeping my attention, like in the development of the characters and seeing like this stuff happening.
And it has my girl from Downton Abbey on it, Jessica Brown Finlay. I was so pissed that she's right there in the red.
In the red?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was so mad when they killed her character off.
Was she the youngest sister?
She was the youngest sister that died. That was so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like my favorite.
She was my favorite too, and I was pissed when they killed her off.
Yeah,
her and the blonde dude. I forgot what his name was now because it's been so
the one who was her husband.
No, he was on the show, the Irish guy. But the other, Milady Mary's husband.
Oh, the one who was Beast in Beauty and the Beast. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was like, I'm like, dude, really? Did they just kill him?
Yeah. But he wanted to move on and do something different. So anyway, okay.
But now he's playing on what is it? Why cannot not recall it right now? I thought I put you on silent. Anyway,
I don't even know if what you just said was audible right now because that was so funny. If you heard, you just see her face when she said that. She's like, I thought you put it. I put it on silent. And I was like, you didn't. Anyway, it's all good.
What is it though? With the because Jermaine's on there too on this show.
Oh, I don't know.
It's FX. It's an FX show, and it's about Professor X's son, who's got like all these multiple personalities, and well, in the comics, he's got multiple personalities. That each of the personalities has their own superpower.
Oh, but that's cool.
In the show on FX, he's still got multiple personalities, but
disorder, Disorder.
It's not exactly disorder for him because there's actually like almost like a parasitic like being that's like attached itself to him when he was a baby. So it's not actually...
That sounds like an interesting show.
Yeah, so it's not actually that he had multiple personalities. It was that there was some other being like living inside of him.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Where did he get the bean from? Like, where did it come from? Was it within him?
Oh, it was like it was an old enemy of his father's. And so when his father defeated him, his body was somewhere else, but then his like, I guess, spirit got like latched on to Professor X's son. And was just living it. Yeah, but he's like one of the most powerful mutants known. Like, yeah. Oh, why can I not think of the name of the show? It's an FX show.
You can look it up. I'm going to talk about my thing now.
Yeah, go do
okay. So Bola is blurting out about a couple of things. First, let me just talk about this one because this first one is just cool. So, this is a podcast, and so of course, people who do podcasts, like podcasts. And so I found another podcast. I know I'm like always plugging other podcasts on this show, but if I find something good, I'm gonna call it out for what it is. It's good. And so there's another podcast that I'm really interested in, and it's called Jesus and Jollof. And so it's very particular to my personal culture, being a Nigerian American. Actually, the lady that the actress Yvonne Orji who plays Molly on Insecure, it's her. Oh my gosh, that's not even right because that's her real last name.
Legion. Sorry, people.
Okay, the show she's talking about is called Legion.
Yes.
Okay, now we're done. Okay. Anyway, that's not even right because that's her real last name and that's a real Nigerian name. Anyway, but
my bad.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
But I get you because I would be like, ooh, I would have changed that just because of how people would. I know people would go there. But anyway, Yvonne Orji, who I can't think of anything else now. You are so wrong.
I'm sorry.
Okay, but her and Lovey Ajayi, who's apparently like another she's another Nigerian who's like in the Hollywood scene, the behind the scenes writing and doing comedy and all that kind of stuff. And so they both came together because they're really good friends, and they both came together and made a show called Jesus and Jollof. And so it's just really funny because, especially if you're a Nigerian American, like you could get it if you're like a first generation kid anyway. You could just get like the cultural funny things, and basically just trying to show themselves and show our culture and the American experience, and like tell people what like Nigeria's really about, and then tell people how the cultures are different, and they're just talking about different stuff. It's mostly funny because they always go into our accents, and then all the craziness and all the funny things about our culture, like why we love jollof rice so much, and why Ghana jollof will make you sick.
Oh.
Niger jollof all day. And funny things, like one of the first episodes was about the Nigerian 5 love languages, right?
Oh,
and so like the first one is like insults.
What?
It's so true because Nigerians like kind of insult you, but it's not meant to be personal. And then others are like food, and then shame, and then degrees. Shame, yeah. Like it's a love language because it's like your parents will like just put shame on you about like your classmates. They are getting A's, but you are getting B. You should feel ashamed. But it like pushes you to do better though. So you get the A's this time. So then when they see that report card, they'll be like, okay, A's good. No, leave you alone. But I'm telling you, get a full bunch of A's, then you get that 1B or below. They will only focus on that 1B or below. Like, I remember I saw a cartoon where the kid was, they were talking about how this particular thing in the African community like gets out of us kids because we're like, I got all A's though, but you looking at this 1B, you know? And then so the cartoon was like, the boy brought his report card to his dad, and his dad was just looking, of course, at the B. He's like, why did you get a B? What happened? And he's like, who's the top one in your class? He's like, I'm number 2 in my class, Dad. He's like, who's number 1 in your class? I mean, does he have 2 heads that he has all A's and you don't? And then the boy says, yeah, he actually does have 2 heads. So he shows a yearbook picture of the boy with 2 heads. So it makes sense to the dad that the guy is like smart because he has 2 heads. And so the dad was just like this. So when your age mates were coming out into the world with 2 heads, what happened to you? And you're like, really, Dad? I can't control how I come out into the world. I'm not a conjoined twin. But it just goes to show you, like, we'll still find a way to bring shame. Anyway, it's just a funny thing. But stuff like that. And so when you find something that you like and it's your culture and you just get it, and it's just really funny. Even if you're not Nigerian, you'll love it because you'll get to learn new things. So I recommend Jesus and Jollof because honestly, it's a funny time. Like I just listened to them and start laughing the whole time. I was like at work listening and I had to like calm down because I was like, my sister's like, okay. It's work time. I was like, oh, my bad. Okay, and so my next blurred out thing is about what? Luke Cage? Season 2. You guys, if you have not even watched, I mean, I can't really say that because the person next to me, Miss Whitney, has not even the trailers maybe, man, of Luke Cage Season 2.
This must be the shame part of
Yeah. What are you doing with your life? Everybody's watching Luke Cage and you're watching it on your Harlots. That's basically what it
That sounds so wrong.
Exactly, that's what they do. Oh my gosh. But we love you though. We're just telling you need to go watch Luke Cage. But Season 2 was fire, y'all. I literally want to watch the whole thing again. But, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, the music, the fight scenes, the new villains. I mean, Mariah just gets worse.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What?
You cannot fathom what she does. She does the most heinous things this season. Oh. And I was like, you really are Black Mariah. You are me. She was so terrible this season.
Oh, man.
And then you have a new character, Mariah's daughter on the show this season. Oh, that's all I will say. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything else, but Luke Cage Season 2 it's way better than the first season.
Oh, snap, because the first season was really good.
Way better. The only thing I was mad about was that I had not watched Defenders. So there were some parts that had happened and I'm like, yo, what happened to this person? Like, how did that happen? And then I was like, oh, I should have watched Defenders. And then I stopped for a second and I was like, maybe I should not, and I should just go watch Defenders. And then watch this, and then I looked at it, I was like, nah, better not. Let me just watch it. I had a fat Amy moment. But I just went straight in, and now I'm going back to watch Defenders. But Luke Cage Season 2, I just love it. It's phenomenal. Like, it's top notch. It's even more, like, some of the scenes are kind of more gory and stuff, but it's cool. They have, like, a new villain, too, who's, like, Jamaican, so they have the Jamaicans coming into this, and you might need the subtitles to watch, because...
I always watch stuff with subtitles anyway.
But, not gonna lie, sometimes their accents are so legit that I could not, like, hear what he was saying at one point. I was like, blah, 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 all this stuff. I was like, really? What? But it was still cool. I love how they talk. I really do, but I just don't understand it. Anyway, so that's my blurting out things. Luke Cage and the podcast, Jesus with Jollof. Check them out, both guys. Check them out, both. Dose. Okay.
So we got some topics in Blackness this week, y'all.
It's time for topics in Blackness. Boom, 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 boom.
Blackness.
And you have to do a little boom, 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 a little shake with it. Boom, 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 boom. Actually, that sounds like that. Dun, 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 dun. Here in my car. In the car. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know all that words, but I just realized it sounded like that. The little sound. Okay. Anyway, so topics in Blackness. Whitney, let them know what number 1 is.
Number 1.
Audible
John
sigh.
freaking Shatner's racist comments during his call.
Can we just give an audible sigh? Just terrible.
Honestly, it's like, as soon as this administration started, it's like all the, like, bigots are like, oh man, we're out on parade now.
We have a blurred psychic connection, because that's the same exact thing I wanted to say. Trump's inauguration and therefore presidency has just enabled all the racists to be like, I'm out here. I'm out in the streets being racist as I want, saying whatever the bleep I want. And I'm like, it's really bleep because it's really stupid stuff. You know, and I'm just like, come on. Like, really? And you wonder why the consequences are hitting your tail. But I'm like, his comments were so unnecessary and so messed up. For him to, like, utter those things publicly, I was like, you stupid just for that. He was apparently in a conference or something. I'm thinking they were having some diversity training or not. Like, somebody was getting at him at something racist he said, but then he persisted to say more racist things.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically it's about how and the funny thing was, in his explanation, he was talking about why he should not be targeted or not held accountable, because Colonel Sanders had said some racist things in the past, and nothing ever happened to him. And I'm like,
is Colonel Sanders dead?
Thank you. Colonel Sanders is dead, and I'm pretty sure the KFC brand would like to keep all that stuff away from their failing chicken brand. You know what I mean? Because their chicken is not that great.
But I mean, it's funny. My boss has this CIA cup, and it's got all this these like rules on there for
your boss
like
was
being
in the CIA.
No, one of his like relatives was.
Oh, okay.
So like they had like a friends and family day, so they had like a shop. So he got like this mug, and it's like blah blah blah. It's like. And it's got all these rules for, I guess, like, almost like being a spy or whatever. But it's like, blame someone else was one of them.
Yes, it was stupid. And then he ended up saying along the lines, he's like, I don't know why I have to do all this. Back in my day, you could say the N-word all you want. He's like, back where I live, people used to, like, string up N-words and have attach them to the back of the cars and drag them around.
What?
Yes, you didn't hear that? That was the thing that pissed me off the most.
Are you kidding? So he's saying this is okay? This was okay back in the day.
Yes.
I wish these days were black people. What the hell? Oh,
that's why I'm like, I'm sorry. Trump, Make America Again, he was talking about Make America White and Racist Again.
Yeah. Apparently.
And it's ridiculous. So, now we got to boycott Papa John's now. So, no more Papa John's pizza.
But they do have the Supreme Pizza that I like.
Whitney!
I don't like
Be down for the cause! Be down for the cause!
Supreme.
I'm not gonna lie, I do hate when all these racist people be coming out, because then I'm like, another damn place I have to boycott. I still have not been able to boycott Chick-fil-A all the way. Like, seriously.
Why would you have to boycott Chick-fil-A?
The leader of, the owner of Chick-fil-A has come out and people have said that he said publicly he doesn't like black people.
I saw that post on Facebook, but it turned out that it was like a fake post.
Oh, are you sure? I know people that once they hear stuff like that, they don't even go back. They don't care. They're like, no. Like my boss, she refuses to eat Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah, because at first, like, I read that one of my family members posted that on Facebook, but then when I looked into it, it turns out that it was like from not exactly a fake site, but I think it was like from like The Onion or something. And The Onion has like those like fake parody type things. It's not meant to be serious. So then people see it, oh, The Onion said, and it's like, you do realize that The Onion is like not like reporting stuff. They're doing like parodies.
It's not fake news. I hate using that. Fake news, maybe?
Yeah, but from what I understand, like, that never actually.
What I have to say that I like about this situation was that the swiftness of his what?
Dismissal?
Yes. I was going to say downfall, but I like dismissal better, actually. Yeah, so as soon as one of the things, like, even though these racists and stuff are coming out here, I like to clap back because they're like, we're not having this. Like, Roseanne.
We're not gonna take it.
No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Exactly. We're not tolerating that stuff. Yeah. So I like the swiftness of the clapbacks and the, reprimands.
The CVS guy who wouldn't take the coupon and then called.
Yes. So now he definitely won't be running for office.
I'm like, seriously though, people. And then like the person who
called the police on that little girl who's selling water.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. And then the one person, the lady who was going to her own neighborhood pool, and the guy was like, but where's your ID? Do you actually live? And I'm like, what? Seriously?
I was like, black people live here. Like, I'm gonna need all you white racists to know, we live here, and we can inhabit the same space as you, okay? We on the same level. You are not better, or greater, or prettier than any other race here, okay? Now I'm done. Pissed me off. I had my blurred power moment because I'm getting really sick of this. You know what I mean? I'm just
it's. So
but
sad.
I had to talk about that one because what his the actual when I heard the report of what he said, I was like, that is egregious.
That is awful.
For you to even use that as I guess
justification.
Yes, a justification for anything, and I'm just like, come on. Like, anyway, he deserved to be fired. I'm just glad that it happened. But you know what? Maybe this is good because it's like, we're uprooting the rot. We're uprooting the rot.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good point. We prefer to know who you racist people are.
Mm-hmm.
No need to
Sons
stay...
of so-and-so.
Yeah,
Southside goats.
Let's not stay undercover, people. Go on and fly your racist flag so we can know exactly who you are and avoid you and shun you.
Exactly. So, but y'all...
Shun the non-believer.
We'll let you, all you blurds out there, we'll let you guys decide whether you want to whether you want to boycott Papa John's.
But I mean, at this point, it's really moot. They kicked him out. So
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
And it's one thing because a lot of other people work there.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I also heard that there was a whole thing about it was a bro club as well. That women got really not treated very well.
With Papa John's.
Yeah. From a culture that essentially John Shatner was part of creating. So it was just he's just apparently all around dick.
I'm sorry, we have to read that. But he just is. And I'm glad he's fell swiftly. Okay? Just like Roseanne. And you know what's funny? Just to bring up Roseanne really quickly, she came back. Apparently, she had this kind of I don't know if she was drunk or whatever, but she had a crazy rant. And it kind of shows how unhinged she is and how much, she was trying to come out. I'm sorry. But she meant all that stuff, really. She came back out and she was talking about, I didn't know the bee was all this other stuff. And everyone was like, yo, you still not getting your show back though. But we're like, well, damn. You know what I mean? So she was in the news for that recently because she just had a rant about it.
I was reading an article and somebody was commenting about the fact they're like, Roseanne has been putting out these weird conspiracy theory unhinged things before they started the show back. And so the fact that they started the show back and then she comes out with another weird conspiracy theory unhinged thing and people act like they're surprised. It's like, really, dudes? But you do.
But you're not going to have a show though. That's what I like. The culture, I like all these races, y'all want to come up, but the culture and the people are like, but we're not going to have that, so smash. Down you go, okay? Next topic.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about something nice.
Yes,
well, I don't know if Bola would say nice, because she doesn't like the name, but
Whitney.
I wanted to talk about Cardi B and, oh man, what's his name? Offset. Yeah, you can tell I'm not really a... Yeah, but anyway. Cardi B and Offset had their first kid and named her Culture Kiara. Cephas? we're gonna talk about, okay, so we're gonna say culture, Kiara, Cephas, culture, Kiera, Cephas. There's a lot of combinations of how this could be.
I really wish they had just named her Kiara. That would be Cephas. That would be better, because I don't know. For me, I'm one. Congratulations to them.
Yay! Congrats, when people are born, it's
awesome.
I don't know who you are, Offset, but congrats to you too.
What? Three Migos in the kitchen with like a stir fry. Bad and bougie.
Oh, that show, that music video from Black Panther you kept showing me. I was like, oh, it's okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so she doesn't know who the Migos are. I mean, me and you are both like not into trap that much, but I did like that chicken song. I don't like Bad and Bougie, but I did like that chicken song that they had in the kitchen with like a stir. Oh no, stir fry, not chicken song, stir fry. That was hot. But I'm not that into them, but I know who they are.
Okay.
I only know what one of their name is. Offset, and then I know one was Quavo, and then I don't know who the other one is.
Quavo.
But they're like a family. They're like cousins and like brothers, so it's whatever.
We're brothers.
We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Ba-na-na-na. Give me a high five. Anyway, good shows back in the day. Just can we just say that real quick?
They do. You know what?
Awesome
I thought about something else that's coming out, like, I guess this fall. A new relaunch of Charmed. I'm actually pretty excited about it. I actually need to finish watching all of the old Charmed.
Girl, you got too much on that list. You should just start your new stuff. If you're trying to go all the way back, I'm like, you got too many things on the list. Somebody still hasn't finished watching Xena. Anyway,
I just don't want it to be over. Once I watch the last episode, it's done.
See your life. Now they have Titans when you're still on Xena. See, that's like a love thing, though. Like it's love. Anyway, you get it. Listen to Jesus and Jollof, you'll get it. Okay, but back to the culture. My issue with names is that, one, I'm like, what are you trying to say when you're naming the girl a general name like that? Like, culture...
But it's culture with a K. It's cool.
No, it's just a misspelling, to be honest with you.
This would be misspelling like a superhero name.
It's misspelling an actual... Who wants to be a culture? Like, it's culture to the rescue! And that's actually not true, if you look at what culture really means. Culture is like, in one way, culture's going down the tubes. Another way, people are making new cultures. Some people don't have culture at all. You know, it's like, I just don't see I don't know.
I think the fact that culture is spelled with a K is so cool.
I come from a culture with a C, where your name means a lot about you. It's very important to have a good name. Like, people will change their names in African, especially Nigerian culture, just so that they can have good pronunciations and good things upon them. So for me, I'm just like, I'm like, when it comes to names, I'm like, what does the name mean? You can't just be putting sounds together and be like, bam, Aquanetta, you know, bam, Bonquisha. I'm like, come on, what does it mean? Where does it come from? You know, that part to me, that's my only critique. And then also misspelling, because it's misspelled. Like, you can't be a Kardashian, you know what I mean? Courtney can be spelled with K, but I prefer Courtney with a C. Anyway. Spiel over. Cardi B, happy for you, because I love babies.
Many happy tidings.
So Yay. That's topics in Blackness.
Lol.
Oh wait, do we have another one? Or are we moving on?
That was all of our topics and bad. Oh wait, Essence and Shea Moisture.
Voices. Okay, yes. Actually, this is something I really wanted to bring up because... Well, I'm a Shea Ambassador. Shea Ambassador contest, y'all. Hey. So I get like free stuff from them, and then I make videos and things and stuff. And so I love that. I love that personally because I get materials. But then I also support a real Black-owned business because some of these hair products that are targeted to Black people are actually still not owned by Black people, like Cantu and some of these other ones. And so I'm just like, Shea Moisture is literally Black owned. Because why? I believe in Black people needing to own things, and we need to be partakers of the wealth. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many of us, yet we do not have a lot of wealth stake in the country. I mean, it just makes sense. And we consume so much, and not only that, our culture is also consumed by others. So it's like, we need to make money off of ourselves. You know what I mean? And so that's why I really support Shea Moisture, because I love supporting Black-owned businesses. And they also give back a lot, not only here, but in Africa as well. That's awesome. And so the... Rich Lou, I think his name is Rich. I forgot what his last name is, but Rich Lou is the former CEO of Shea Moisture. He sold that, and now he's acquired Essence. And so Essence has that big Essence festival that all the Black girls love to go to. Like, that's like, I don't know what to call it. Our Coachella, perhaps? I don't know what to call it, but, it was featured on Girls Trip, so y'all know what it is. But what I like is that now Shea Moisture and Essence, they've come together and made like what is it called? An investment venture opportunity. So they have $100 million set aside for women of color to start their own businesses. And basically what they're trying to do is basically give us funding. So, and I want to say topics, not polls. Polls are showing that a lot of Black women are becoming more entrepreneurial. Like that demographic is growing the most when it comes to entrepreneurship, but they just need more access, more funding. Black women and people are still being discriminated against when it comes to acquiring funds from banks and all that kind of stuff. So they want to help out, and so I like that they have this. So you can go on newvoices.com. Let me make sure I have the right address. It's called newvoicesfund.com. And so you guys can go on there. And if you have a business of some kind, you're a Black female, I recommend that you get your business plan together, get your marketing plan, all the stuff you have, your ideas. Go on there and apply. That's $100 million and change, y'all. Change, Yeah. It's
and
being
we'll have
offered
it in the
up.
show notes, by the way, you guys. We'll have the link.
Yeah, so, me and Whitney, we should probably get on that, too. When we have our own business and whatever. I'm just saying, I just love that. So, Topics in Blackness, that's like a really positive thing. Just fill me with warmth.
I know.
It's like caramel coffee. All right, we're done with Blackness
go
now.
for a walk outside now.
The summer's still calling my name. I hear you now, I just can't wait outside all day. I gotta get up, give me some of those rays. Everybody's smiling, a sunshine day. Everybody's singing, sunshine day. What's the rest of that?
I don't know.
Is it Everybody's So Happy and Gay?
To be honest, I was just humming for a lot of the things that you were singing because I didn't know those lyrics.
I love the Brady Bunch, so I know that song. Like, I loved the Brady Bunch. Anyway, that's not very blurty, but I do love old, like, Nick at Night.
What are you talking about? It's totally blurty.
Oh, sweet.
You're
It's
a
blurty.
blurd.
You're right.
I'm a blurd.
Let me not go against our beliefs and our philosophy.
Because that's one thing. Don't be that person, peeps. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl who's like, that's not true.
You're right. You're right.
Because that's just being a dick, people. That's not cool.
I loved all those shows back in the day, like the Nick at Night. I Love Lucy. Bewitched.
Oh, Bewitched.
Brady Bunch. The Monkees.
Oh,
Hey,
the
hey,
Monkees. Oh my god.
I actually liked them more than the Beatles because I liked their show so much. But they were like, they weren't really contending with the Beatles. But I remember that the whole premise of that show was that they were trying to be a band that could rival the Beatles. Because it was made back then.
Yeah.
And I loved them. I was like, yeah, you guys can do it. I don't know who these Beatles are. Because I was born in 88. And then I learned and I was like, oh no. They couldn't. After the fact, y'all. After the fact.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're done with Topics in Blackness.
Yeah, we're gonna get right into Ant-Man and the Wasp. And you're welcome, peeps, by the way, for letting you know what the episode was about actually at the beginning.
Exactly.
As opposed to how we usually do it. Get like 20 minutes in, like, oh, by the way, today's episode.
Sorry, y'all. We know we tangent a lot, but just go with us. We always bring you guys back. At least I do.
Anyways.
That was not, I didn't mean that shade. I got real cold up in here. Anyway, so we are talking about Ant-Man and Wasp. And I want to say that I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was so much fun.
It was fun. It was like, to me, Ant-Man and the Wasp is kind of almost in the vein of like Ocean's 8, the movie, where it's more like a romp. More so than like the kind of...
It's not so serious.
Yeah, because fun. Infinity War and Black Panther had like definite themes and stuff.
Like serious issues and social cultural relevance and stuff.
Yeah, but Ant-Man
and
is
the darkness.
It's about like... It's like a fun romp until the end. But anyway, it's a fun romp.
It's a nice little addition onto the cinematic universe.
It is.
Yes, and that gives me to my one main point is about the transmedia, y'all. The transmedia that is happening in the cinematic universe is just, I just love it because, well, one, it gives you so many entry points into the world, and then you're like, but it's all connected. And I just find that just awesome, you know? And so one of the points I liked was that this movie starts off with, after what happened with Civil War, because we had Ant-Man 1, just the main movie that came out some years ago, and then Civil War had come out, and Ant-Man was in that, but we didn't know what happened to his character afterwards. So this one kind of starts off what happened next.
It's like, Ant-Man, why weren't you helping out in the whole Infinity War?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you were on lockdown, clink clink.
And so the way they do that by connecting, it's like, okay, whatever happens in one movie happens in the rest of them, or at least the effects. Let me not say happens in the rest of them. The effects of one movie,
it all exists in the same world, same universe.
So it's like you got to see that. Oh yeah, he got in trouble for doing that and being on the Cap side. And, it was just fun. And so even with his relationships with the other people that were in Ant-Man 1, now you see they're back and they were, pissed off with him because stuff happened to them. Because they're like, yeah, you just decided to go be all big Ant-Man on everybody and not tell us that you took my stuff. And they were so mad with it.
Screwed and we didn't even do anything. And this is cool, man.
Wasp was so mad. She's like, yes, so you just didn't want to call me? I mean, what if I wanted to come and throw down? He's
like, would you have come? I loved that scene.
They were so cute.
Like, would you have come? She was like, I guess you will never know. She was like, but if I had come, you wouldn't have got caught.
And I can see that. In fact, let's talk about that. Wasp is awesome.
She's so badass. I love her.
She was cool as crazy.
Yeah.
Cool as crazy. That's interesting. And I've never heard of crazy and cool. Y'all, sorry about that. But she was just so cool. I loved her fighting style, her confidence, her badassery.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm calling it. She kicked some butt, and I love her.
It's always awesome having these really cool female characters to look up to, because there's so many male characters, but it's but what about us? We're awesome. Women are awesome.
All I really want to say is they don't give a care about us.
They don't really care about us.
Oh, dang. Is that
all I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
I thought it said give a care.
No.
Yo, MJ.
That's extremely British sounding what you just said.
MJ. I didn't know. Yo, that's misheard lyrics. I love misheard lyrics, by the way. Anyway, you're right. Let's go back. I love seeing more female empowerment and female characters.
Yes.
And they are just as awesome, fine, and good at what they do. Kicking ass and taking names.
That's right.
And being a hero. A heroine. That's what they call the female version. But it sounds like a drug, so I don't actually go into that.
Heroine?
I know, what, can we pronounce it a different way? I don't know. Because now you can do a lot of stuff in English now. You can, including Cardi B's okay.
What?
She has the sound effects that she does all the time. Really? That there's actually a spelling for what she does.
Huh.
Yeah. You have to listen to an interview of her.
Okay.
Because when she talks, you're just like, oh, so do you do this all the time? That's my thing. I was like, oh, so you sound like this on purpose. She does. Okay. So whatever she does, that's the thing to do now. So there's a spelling for it. I think it's part of the lexicon of English. Anyway, it just saddens me. But okay.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going back to Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so what are some other things? What was your overall impression of the movie?
That it was fun. It was just a really cool, fun romp type of movie.
Yeah.
And I really liked Ghost.
Oh my gosh, yes, let's talk about the villain.
She's so cool.
One, she's a mixed sister from England.
I know, it's so cool.
She's
I was representation.
Yes.
It's always cool having diversity in casting.
Mm-hmm. And then you saw it too. It was there. She had a white dad. Her character had a white dad and a black mom. Mm-hmm. It's the reverse for her in real life. Mm-hmm. But I just thought it was cool that they had the little mixed girl in there. It was so cute when they were talking about her background story.
Yeah.
But her power was really interesting,
It was.
She was not there, but there. She can go through things. Yeah. And her costume scared the mess out of me. I thought she was out of Star Wars or something. Not gonna lie. And I don't watch Star Wars.
But I wasn't on the same level with her as Killmonger, because Killmonger had some overarching things that he was going for. She was just trying not to die, but you sympathize with.
That's why she's on the same level, because it's
It's not exactly. I mean, it's similar in that you can sympathize.
But look what happened to her. She got used and abused, and they made her kill for them. The government or whoever took her
shield. Yeah,
yeah. They made her be a killing machine.
Came through
and
on
then
their
exactly,
yeah.
You can understand that. It's the same. I think they took a page out of Black Panther, which of course that awesome book. Take a page out, okay?
Yeah, because I did read an article that said that Marvel's got a little bit of a problem with their villains. They're like, oh, their villains are kind of throwaways most of the time. And like Killmonger was like one of the first villains where it wasn't just like a throwaway. You're like, oh, he's a really good villain because
people hate Ultron so much. I loved Ultron as a villain. I thought he was terrible.
He was cool, but you don't like
was it the robotic
characterization? Because like
he's
you think
typical because he had a god complex. It's like I'm
and then like think of like the first Iron Man. I don't even remember what that dude's name was.
Yeah.
And the second Iron Man, I don't even remember what that dude's name was. And the third Iron Man,
I liked that one. That was the fire dude.
I don't even remember what that dude's name was.
Yes, but we do remember Killmonger, and I would definitely remember Ghost because she was a really cool villain.
Exactly.
Because
you love having really cool villains.
And she turned around at the end.
To go like way, way back. Well, not way, way, way back, but like back further than the MCU. Like X-Men, Magneto. He's such a sympathetic villain because you're like, dude, he's doing some pretty messed up stuff and he's got his own messed up group. It's like, you totally understand why. You totally understand why.
Okay.
He's like a Killmonger. It's like some effed up stuff.
The world twisted him, and then he's like, I'm going to be powerful now. I'm not going to lie. One of the things I do like about Magneto was that he was pro-mutant, and he was, like, not about suppressing and hiding them, about embracing their power and all that kind of stuff. That kind of just speaks to me now, because I'm, like, I feel like Black people have kind of been like that for a long time, where we've had to, like, suppress ourselves and cover ourselves and change ourselves for the world, and now I'm all like, wear your hair natural, tell them not to touch it, be how you want to be, just be good, of course, but, like, it's like, hey, people just need to get used to the fact that you're here now, you know what I mean? As yourself. So I'm not gonna lie, I actually love that part, even though he was the baddie in all the X-Men, but I still love that about him.
But because he was so sympathetic, you understood, and you're like, dude, I totally see where you're coming from, and I can support it with the exception of, killing people and being like, I was like,
I don't support the killing. I don't support killing of any kind.
And I don't support you thinking that now mutants have become like, should be like a master race or something like that. That's not cool, but
not taking over, because he did go on that side, but but Ghost, I thought, was a very sympathetic villain, and I really like you said, she was Killmonger-esque, and I liked her, and I liked her trajectory is different because now it's almost like she turned around in the end.
Yeah.
Oh wait, like, spoilers, guys! Spoilers.
It's interesting. Yeah, sorry, so many spoilers.
If you haven't watched it, please.
My bad.
We haven't said anything really, really important, but now we're about to, so you need to...
We totally are. We're going to spoil this whole movie, you guys.
Yeah, so just go watch it and then come back.
But because it was such a turnaround. Most of the time, if I was watching something else, I wouldn't like how quick that turnaround happened. But for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ghost's turnaround worked, because when you think about it, I mean, she was like, the only thing she wanted to do was live. So once she could...
Without the pain.
Without the pain.
Gosh, that made my heart hurt. I almost cried for her.
She was like, well, once the pain was gone, she was like, that's all I wanted to do was live without this pain.
And to be solid, it's like, it's weird when you're there and you're just like, phasing in and out, you can't touch things.
But you know what I mean, though? Because you see, like, a lot of times I guess it's more so in TV series where you see, like, this abrupt turnaround, you're like, wow, this pacing, like, how abrupt that was, does not, it just not work. But it works.
It worked for me.
It worked for me too.
I don't know if she's gonna come back again or not, but I liked her character.
I really liked her
character. I did like her, and I wonder if she would be able to have her same power with now that she's fixed.
Yeah, because I would think that maybe the pain is taken away. Maybe she can control it now.
Plus, it's cool that Janet ended up fixing her. Like, let's talk about Janet.
Oh my god, she was so cool. Okay. I was so into her character. She was like, I am now all about just Janet Pym.
I think it's Van Dyne is her name. Van Dyne?
Crap, let me look.
Like, I remember someone said Van Dyne somewhere, and I was like, which one is Van Dyne? I know her husband's name is Pym.
Oh, yeah, you're totally right, Van Dyne. That's so weird, though.
I like it, but I mean, it sounds like something that'll be in that time.
Yeah,
if you look at how old the comics are.
Van Dyne, and he's Pym. Sorry, I got confused about that. Okay, but Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp.
Played by Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer killed that role. I was like,
good job.
You are so cool.
Yeah. First of all, can we get... Okay, so she was subatomic for 30 years. Can we just say that? Or was it 25?
I feel like it was 20-some years.
Okay, let's say 20-something years. Okay, 20-something years. Still, I'm like, how are you still alive? Like, can we get real about it? Humans need food. We need to poop and pee.
I was like, what were you eating?
Exactly. Subatomically, and those little bug thingies, or they weren't even bugs, like whatever that was. Those little things that could suck your subatomic monsters. I'm like, so how come you didn't get eaten by one of those while you were down there?
And how did you know that they were safe to eat? I mean, I wouldn't really be for eating like this subatomic centipede looking thing.
I just want to know, like, on a legit level, how did you survive that long subatomically? Like, I just was like...
Well, I know that she, like, mutated or whatever. Well, they didn't say mutate because they can't use the word mutation. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe if they succeed in buying Fox, they will be able to have some extra
mergers are happening all the time.
That would be awesome. Yeah, because they can't even, like, use the word mutant.
I'm glad somebody else thought of this, because I'm not going to lie. The whole time I was thinking about it, I was like, how is she... I'm not going to lie, when the first Ant-Man came out, I was like, that's going to be an issue in the next one. I thought about it. I was like, her mom being subatomic, I was like, well, since Ant-Man came back, I just knew they were going to do something with it.
Yeah.
So, I was right. Predictions, check. But then I was looking at the whole thing, and in my mind, I kept thinking while I was watching this, like, how do you explain how she was able to survive this whole time? Like, how did she not get crushed or just... Well, I
mean, I guess she could survive.
Maybe I'm just using too much
logic.
But
it's just, I mean, because she was like a superhero. But it's just the food thing
is
what really gets me.
It was her outfit that was the super part.
Well, she went into subatomic in her outfit.
I guess. That would, yeah.
But it's the food thing that really got me. Because I'm like, dude.
Did you eat the ground you were walking on?
Yeah.
Like, what was safe to eat?
Seriously.
And then now she has, like, the powers from the subatomic level, that healed Ghost. I thought that was cool. Because Ghost was, like, totally fine with sacrificing her to save her own ass. You know? I was like, well, you're a semi-villain, so let's call her semi-villain. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was so interesting to me. Maybe I'll have to watch it again at some point. But I'm like, it's so interesting to me how quickly Janet became, like, a favorite character to me in the movie. I was like... As soon as you saw her, I was like, she's awesome. She's awesome.
I liked how she was using, I like how she used, Ant-Man. What's his name in the show? Steve? Scott. I like how she used him whenever she needed him. She was like, oh no, I'm just gonna come up in here and just talk and, like, type this. And it was so weird, because then, like, you see, by the way, I think we were discussing this the other day about Paul Rudd. He is, what were the 3 words I use? Hot, sweet...
Sexy.
No, I use, like, hot, sweet, and something else. Funny. Yeah, he was funny, hot, and sweet at the same time. Because he's just funny and cool, and, like, you want to laugh at him. But he's also very sweet in his roles, and he's also hot as well. Yes. Like, something about him.
I love me some Paul Rudd. Yeah.
Even from his Clueless days, he has, like, not aged a bit. Like,
I know.
That exfoliant is working for him.
I don't know what it is. He's just so hot.
There are some whites that don't crack. Some whites. Him and Colin Firth. They don't crack. So Paul Rudd was just awesome. He's always awesome in his roles. And I love Ant-Man Scott. His character makes me laugh. But talking about that, like, the family relationships, like, this particular movie.
I love his relationship with his daughter.
That's what I love the most. Can we just talk about the awesome, like, thing that he created, being on house arrest? Like, I was like, so cool. Oh my god, I would love if my dad did that for me. Like, that would be the thing I would love so much. I was like, that must have taken a lot of time. But
well, he had plenty of it. Though.
Yeah, he did have. He was on there for like 2 years. He was in house arrest. Oh my god. But I just loved what he did. He made this whole, like, adventure thing, and they had the sliding and all that kind of stuff. It was awesome. I love seeing the family.
And I do want to talk about what was the guy's name? I gotta find him.
Louis.
Well, you can talk about Luis.
The comedy came from him. Like, he was the funniest character in this movie to me. I love that T.I. and the Russian dude was back. Oh yeah, Randall Park.
Yeah,
as the CIA agent or the FBI
Jimmy
agent.
Woo was his name in the movie.
But it
was so funny, his interactions with Scott, especially like at the end. He was like, I'm sure I'll see you soon. He was like, wait, what? Why? He was like, why would you be seeing me? He's like, because I'm sure that you'll do so. He was like, were you inviting me out for something? He was like, no. Why would I? He was like, or
do you want to go?
So hilarious.
It was hilarious. Also, in this one, we got to see a lot of shrinking and growing at the same time. Shrinking, growing. I actually really love that part about Ant-Man and Wasp's powers in general.
That is pretty cool.
Because, I mean, my favorite scene of Wasp, actually, not only was it the kitchen scene where she was going through the food and all that kind of stuff, but I really love the scene where they were in the car fighting.
Oh yeah, that was
and
cool.
then she as a little wasp-sized person went through, but then she came through the car window, went back into the driver's seat, and then she grew and kicked the girl out or whoever it was. And I was like, that's so awesome! I just loved it. And then I liked that part. And then they had like these other villains at the same time, like the regular phonish type ones.
I forgot about those.
So the whole movie they were trying to grab this lab, like this little like shrinking lab was just the main issue for the whole movie.
That's right. That was like a really integral part of the movie with the stuff shrinking and like growing. I was like, that is so cool.
And the cars too. I just thought it was so hilarious.
Like little matchbox.
I know.
Car looking things.
So funny.
It's like he's got a collection of his like little kids.
Just pop it out. Boom.
And it's like, oh, these are actual vehicles.
I loved it. Oh my gosh. So to me, that dynamic, it was nice to see it more because Ant-Man was the most one to do most of the shrinking in the first movie. But like this one is like a bunch of shrinking and growing and then he got really big again. I love the scene where the bird, the seagull was like eating all his like ants. He's like, that's my ride though. My ride.
Ooh, USS Grant.
I know. Oh, it made me laugh so bad. What else was good about the movie?
It was just a really...
I didn't have any complaints. Like, I didn't want it to be extra or not, but I just really thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, Louise was hilarious to me. Every time he does that little explaining thing where he just talks nonstop. And
God, yes. He was just such a motormouth. And when they were like, oh man, is this true serum? He's like, no, this is make you more influenceable. And
it was true serum.
Dude, this sounds like true serum. And then after they had the true serum, and he was like, oh man, this is true serum.
Yeah, like, so this whole thing, I don't know. I was like, what does it have to do with anything? It's true serum. Can we just call it? And I love when they used it on the guys, and then the guys were like, oh, it is true serum. It was funny, the bad guys, I mean you guys. It was great. We talked about the family issues. I liked that the family, Wasp family got reunited. You know, that was awesome. Great. And I liked that Wasp and Scott, like, they put their things aside. And they're like, no, we're going to get back together.
That was fun. And I really like, it's Scott's family dynamics are so interesting. Because he's got the daughter, but then he's got the ex. And then the ex's new husband.
Yeah, and
but
now
they're all kind of cool.
They're cool now. Because in the beginning, they were not cool with each other.
Yeah, but it's just so funny because he's like, his ex-girlfriend's husband is like, yeah, go Scott.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I love to see a blended family work. You know, a blended family work. Yeah. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I love to see that because I was like, that's an example of a functioning blended family. And then I love the little girl, how she was helping. She did a good job covering for his butt every time that I knew he was going to get, once I saw that he was in house arrest, because as a result of what happened in Civil War, I was like, so he was here this whole time, so this is what happened to him. I liked seeing that. I liked having them explain it. Like, oh, what happened? I just love the story unfolding.
Infinity War to see where exactly Hawkeye was.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Dude, where were you?
Yeah. Because I was like, you are main Avengers, and you still... Well,
but
we
then
don't
again,
know. You could not be alive.
kind of dissembled after the whole... We split up, and we had
after
our whole
Civil War, there was
issue. Like,
yeah.
And now we got problems.
And I don't think we can solve them. We didn't really need God. And maybe now we got bad blood. Hey! I do love that Taylor Swift song.
I do too.
But actually, let's get to some serious issue that I'm like really excited to talk about. The ending scene. Yes, the
tying
ending
it
scene
into
of
like
Ant-Man.
Infinity War. Yeah.
Yes. So
the end credits scene for Ant-Man and the Wasp is like Scott goes back into the quantum realm, the place that they got Janet Van Dyne. I keep wanting to call her Pym, Janet Van Dyne out of. So now they can get in and out like more easily. So they're like going back in to get like the whole energy that she has that allowed her to heal Ghost. And while he's in there, like, okay, peeps, ready to come back. And there's nothing on the radio. And the camera goes back out to them outside the quantum realm. And all you see is like that
the dust
from the snap.
Yeah.
Thanos' snap. And you see that all three of them got
pissed.
wiped out.
So I was like, first of all, I love, again, that's a great example of Transmedia, y'all. So that what happened in Avengers Infinity War what affected Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But then I was like, how did all three of them disappear? So it's like, Ant-Man is stuck in the quantum realm. So he definitely not going to be in like, the next Infinity War.
But he probably will, because I was reading articles that said that the quantum realm that Ant-Man gets into probably will have something to do with Infinity War and like where the other people like ended up.
What other people?
That got wiped out with a snap.
That is interesting.
Yes.
Where did you hear that? That's
an article. An article. But yeah, so we've got the whole Ant-Man and the quantum realm thing tying in, and then we of course have the Captain Marvel thing that's going to tie in somehow.
Yes.
So much to look forward to in 2019.
Much. But I was so mad. I'm like, Scott, where are you? Like, I love Ant-Man, so I'm just like, no, he has to be out there to fight. He can do some stuff. He can tear some stuff up. I mean, I'm just glad he didn't get like, evaporated. I don't know what to call whatever else happened to them, because I'm just sad about that. Anyway, I can't wait for them to fix this because it's bothering me.
Yeah. It's so funny. I think about, like, I was about to say snapped. He didn't get snapped. And then I thought about, like, that there's a TV show called Snapped about people crazy.
Go crazy.
I was like, but Thanos could be over there because that's essentially what he did.
Yeah.
He snapped.
He literally and figuratively and mentally. You just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Thanos, you suck. You suck.
You're such a douche, Thanos.
Yeah.
And I also read an article that was talking about, so if he was meaning to wipe out half of all life in the universe, because he's trying to make sure there's enough resources left so that the resources don't get used up, it's like, but if it's all life, there's plant life, so did he wipe out all that? Because then that's still going to create resource problems, because some people eat those plants, and some people eat those animals. What about the animals, people?
I think he definitely did not go that route. I don't think he was thinking that much. His had to do with the people, which it always is. You mean the sentient creature? Because it's like we're the ones taking up, because there's the creatures too. I don't know. The people parts. Because aliens are not people, but they're people-esque.
The article I was reading said that, the Amenimals got half of them wiped out, too.
Amenimals?
That's what I call animals.
Oh my god! I was like, who are the Amenimals? Okay, wow, Whitney. But that would be dumb. Like, you need more resources, but then wiping out half of the resources, too, along with the people?
He's like a fascist villain. I'm sure that he didn't completely think. He's like, it makes sense to me, but I'm slightly crazy. So the fact that it didn't occur to me that there might be a hitch in my plan.
Yeah, usually I don't care for bad endings, like what happened in Infinity War, or sad endings, but that one was a sad ending.
Traumatizing ending?
Yes, and where the villains won. You're just like, really though? What hope do I have? I'm just joking. But yeah, I can't wait for them to fix that. I just can't wait. But yeah, with Ant-Man, now Ant-Man's in the quantum realm, just chilling by himself, he's not a villain, but
yeah.
Chilling.
I hope that while she was outside the quantum realm, that Janet told you what should the little creatures you can eat, Scott, because otherwise it's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many, non-edible creatures she ate before she figured out.
Seriously, I'm not gonna lie, if I ever met the creators of, I'm like, just explain to me, what did Janet eat while she's down there? How was her body still alive? Her hair grew, so I'm like, it went gray, so I'm like, her face aged, so something happened. You can't, I don't know, it defies the logic of science and the body structure and chemistry to me, so that part needs to be explained. But that's the only thing that just was bugging me the whole time. I was just like, how did she survive down there? What did she drink? Because we're 90% water. We need water.
Oh, crap. Well, considering that we're 90%... Oh, wait.
You can't drink your own water. Maybe she figured out how to filter. But then what was the water?
I was about to say that she's but
she could filter her
if she's
pee.
at the quantum level, then there's not quantum level water because it's broken down too much to actually...
to be water.
Oh, man.
I can't. My mind's blown. This is just like watching what's that called? What's
Somewhere
Doctor
in
Strange?
Time?
No, Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
the whole thing when he was going through the little, and my mind was just like, I need to stop watching this scene because my head was hurting. When he was just falling endlessly into stuff, I could not stand that scene was good, but I was just like, can he stop now? Like, I couldn't take it because I was getting like my mind was getting blown. Anyway, but yeah, we loved Ant-Man. I really, really, really liked it. It was such a good time, such fun. I would watch it again just for laughs. Just for kicks and giggles, you know.
Yeah, check it out, peeps. We definitely recommend it. 2 thumbs up for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Because let's make sure we put in the Wasp part, because the Wasp...
She was the awesome kick-ass queen.
She was so awesome. And she had wings. She flew, people.
Yes, and remember when he was like, so when he was talking to Hank Pym, he was like, so you were just not going... Did you have that technology to give me wings? Maybe it wasn't developed yet. He's like, no, I did. And I chose not to. And he's like, really? There was so much shade going on between him and Hank Pym, but it made me laugh. I loved it. It was good. You guys gotta look at it. And I love to see
when she went in to try to get like whatever the last component was for the lab, and they were sitting in the car observing with his Altoids thing. He's like, but can I have just one? He's like, no.
Yeah, and well, we found out why, because he had his little ants in there.
But it was just so hilarious though, because he was like, I just really want one of them.
It's so funny how the simple can just become hilarious.
Yeah.
But big ups for Ant-Man and Wasp. I think it did really well, too, box office wise. It was just a good movie. Good movie. Cool. Yeah. So we recommend that you watch it. We give it Blerd's thumbs up.
Blerd thumbs up.
It gets 2 glasses from us. 2 glasses. All right. So I think that's it, Whitney.
Yeah. I think that's a wrap.
It's a wrap, y'all. So, you remember, you guys, just, contact us. Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Well, not Facebook. We're not on Facebook. But I'm sorry, guys. Like, Instagram, Twitter. We want to hear from you guys. Email us, too. You'll hear all that information at the end of the episode. But we want to hear from you guys. So, chat us back.
All right.
In the meantime, have a good week.
Bye, buddy. Peace out.
Peace out. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Please subscribe to our show on whatever podcast listening app you use, and share the show with other Blerds and non-Blerd family and friends. And if you like our episode, please rate and review us on iTunes.
The intro and outro music is Twilight by Caption. You can find them on SoundCloud, username Caption, spelled CAPSHUN. The show notes are by Bola, Hanson, and the audio engineering is by Whitney Booker.
And you can contact us by email at blerdtalkbw@gmail.com. And also, don't forget to get social, you guys. You can find us on our social media at Instagram and Twitter, with our @handle being @blerdtalkbw. And we've got our individual things going on too, y'all. So you can find me, your Blerd Fashionista, on Instagram and Twitter at BolaStoryB. That's B with 2 E's like the insect. And I've got my own personal YouTube channel, just Bola Shade. That's BOLASHADE. D as in dog, E as in elephant.
And this is Whitney. You can find me at my company, Luminavi Studios. The email address is wit@luminavi.com. That's WHIT@LUMENAVI.com. You can also find me on Twitter at Luminavi Studios.